Yeah, too much longer. If I pay you, I'm still gonna be with you. Shut that way, watch me good, man. Anybody want to know what the lottery pick is?
Shalom. First and foremost, like you all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, bahasham, rawchaa, bahasham, Qadash.
Double honor to the apostles, the elders, great millstone. Salutations to the brother that's pushing the truth. You know, week in and week out, we walk through the four corners of the earth in all faith, truth, and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
We're gonna start off with the times of Jacob's trouble. The times of trouble to come for you so-called Negroes, Latino natives.
Right. It's Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
So the times of Jacob's trouble is coming and approaching. But you so-called Negro Latino natives is not taking heed to the message of the prophet. The apostles, elders, and brothers, and great millstone. They tell you the truth week in, week out. Give warning you about what this so-called white man Esau he done do to you. You know, coming down, you know, with the pony law, telling you that you gotta take that JJ in order to keep the job. You know, that jab, you know. But keep the job, or they'll have access, you know, going to stores and so forth, man. So we telling you who the devil is, but you still putting your trust in him. You know, it's gonna lead you to death. You know, but that's the prophecy that 2/3. There's a prophecy 2/3 number. You gotta follow that though. But we warning you so we get the blood off our hands. You know.
This is the book of Ezekiel 3 and verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me."
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We are being watched. You know, we watching for, you know, the souls of your people like fuck, you know. We are forewarning you, telling you. But like I said, if you don't take heed and you want to deal with the ways of the world, Esau his ways, you want to follow his ways, then, hey, it's gonna lead to, you know, but death, man, death and pain and sorrow, which is coming. You know, they finna come down, like I said, with the military. You know, they prepare the military. You know, with these robo dolls. You know, these they're just preparing for the robots. You know, to come down. So you think Jake they had the AKs? They think AKs or whatever. Think they're gonna do some damage? But really, Esau way ahead of you. They're gonna blow you out the water with the drone. Like they got bombs, the bombs. You know. So that's the time that's coming for you so-called Negro Latino that don't want to come back to your power, man. You know?
Let me say something too. Like Jake got chopped and shit. He's not want that. He's gonna lay you niggas down. But he gonna feel like the hero at the end of the day coming that way. You know, so he wanna use that thing. That's why he gave you choppers. This nigga gave you choppers, man. Well, you got trains that stop in the middle of hoods and shit. You know what I mean? Just so he can be justified in rolling on you niggas, man.
I mean, and it's just like you playing basketball, you playing the ball. That's gonna be your main thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the Esau main weapon. It's called weaponry, man. You know, like, you know, you go in the post, he ain't gonna shoot those three, man. He gonna throw in the paint.
Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above, and thy sword, and by thy sword thou shalt live. Thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt,
and by thy sword thou shalt live. That's talking about the so-called white man. All right. You got people, they got this opposing look on their face. Right. Talking about the so-called white man.
Right.
The scriptures is giving you his MO. All right, his attributes, so to speak. He would be built, his quality, and it would be based around the sword. You know, that's why this man, when you consider this man, when you take a glimpse into how this man came into power and pursuit of power, it was through war. In fact, we can pull up the information. All right, it's well documented that out of the 200 and I believe the 229 years since the so-called white man been in power, 222 of those years was occupied with war, meaning 93% of the time. Real quick, somebody give me Revelation 6.
I got that for you.
You got it? Break it up.
Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
Hold up. Now, what we read is a dark sand. This is a parable. But it's pretty much outlining the times we're in now. That red horse symbolizes those who are in power. Okay, that word horse, when you go into it, and the symbolic meaning of it, it means power. And why was this horse identified as being a red horse? Because that's the so-called white man. You're not white. Matter of fact, come here, this white. The so-called white man is red, meaning your blood so forth. And in a calculated move, he tried to put that stigma on the Native American Indians. That's why he called them the Redskins, the red man. Because his historians and biblical scholars, they know that the Bible identifies and targets the white man as the offense of the planet Earth, man. The reason why you got chemtrail, the reason why you got GMO, you got Mountain Dews accessible. That's because the wicked in power. And guess what? The Bible identifies and targets the corporate, man. But it's written in a dark sand, a mystery. And it requires one who has eyes to see to break it down. Come on,
It says, and there went out another horse that was red.
Go ahead.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
To take peace from the earth. World War I, World War II. That was war on a global scale, man. Who instigated that? It was the so-called white man. And being the accuser, he blamed Jake for that. Through his narrative, through his media, he'll push forth what's going on in Chicago, or black on black crime. Well, World War I and World War II was white on white crime on a global scale. Well,
it says, and that they should kill one another.
And that's what they did. They killed one another in World War I and World War II. The Civil War, which is recorded as the most bloodiest war on America's soil. Go ahead.
It says, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, and the so-called white man was given a great sword, meaning that's his technology. And he boasted in that technology. And when was he given that great sword? Let's go to the humble beginnings. Let's read it again. Right up.
Genesis 27 and verse 40, and by thy sword shall thy live.
Right, so Esau, that's the biblical name for the so-called white man. He came into power through his sword, man. Okay, and you can't refute this. When you go into what's this German scientist, Abraham Esau, you got scientists, weird scientists in the lab splashing atoms and coming up with bombs. Go ahead.
It says, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
Yeah, and that's another mystery. The Bible represents rulership, man, and dominion and power. That's the struggle. Go ahead.
That thou shalt break this yoke from off thy neck.
Right. All right, so come on.
God, this is the book of Psalm 73. And I started verse 5. It said, they are not in trouble as other men.
Who are not in trouble as other men? You Edomites. You get pulled over by the cops, you don't feel that adrenaline rush. Hey, Jake can have a license, insurance. They get pulled, you see them red and blue lights, man? But that don't apply to the so-called white man. Why? Because this is his kingdom. Read it again.
It says they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Well,
therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain.
Yeah, and the so-called white man is very proud. And that word pride is associated and aligned to your rhetoric. That's why you have Gay Pride Month. That's boasting yourself against the God of the Bible, man. It's well documented that the Lord visited Sodom and Gomorrah for that offense. You also have, I'm proud to be an American. What's the military?
The few, the proud, the Marines.
The few, the proud, the Marines. So the scriptures have identified and targeted the offender. Yeah, the Edomite. Esau.
He said violence.
And you catch the Edomite walking by, you say Esau. You turn around, man. Go ahead.
It said violence covereth them as a garment.
Right. So violence covers you as a garment. Meaning that's when you look at this man, you take a look into his history, you look back in retrospect, it's covered in violence. What has this man ever done that was beneficial, that brought life? Oh, the brother was speaking to me off camera about you know, the blood, the lake, the river that was red. Come to find out, it came from them cutting off all the dolphins, slitting the dolphins. Yeah, slicing the dolphins. Matter of fact, bro, you can elaborate on it a little more.
Yeah, 1,400 dolphins. The reason why the Red Sea turned red is because somebody had slit the back of the necks of the dolphins. Right,
that was the Edomite, a rogue devil, man. See that? So that's why the scriptures say he's covered. His whole MO is covered with violence. If you take a closer look into this man, everything he's done is riddled with violence. Come on.
God, this is the book of Psalms 140 and verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
So Lord Yahawashi, you want to know, we want to be preserved from this wicked devil, man. This evil man with his wicked agenda, man. Which is trying to, you know, push his new world order, which is the MOTV, man. In Revelation 13:16. You know, that's what they're trying to do. You know, this man is crazy, man. You know, he needs to put out a power soon, man. You know, like I said, he just cut off 14 minutes. You know, this man is wicked, man. All wickedness, man. That's the devil. The elites of Esau, the Rockefellers, the David Rockefellers, Bilderberg, rawchaa,
Oppenheimer. Yeah, we calling you devils out, man. Get the picture. He wanted, man. Get the wanted post. Oh, and you know, I don't know if you heard about it. They descended on the castle of the rawchaa. You see that? They protest. Yeah, Lord, we're in a heavy time, man. You had the people that actually descend on their castle, man, and protest against him. Why? Because he's now being identified as target. He can no longer hide himself. He's the criminal, man.
He got his own people coming out against him.
Yeah.
You know, they the ones that blowing the whistleblower.
Yeah, the whistleblower. And what the scripture said, that thy tongue shall fall upon thee.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the sign of a criminal. There's no honor amongst thieves.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Niggas snitch on each other.
Yeah, they snitch on each other.
They are telling on each other, man.
It's just their house divided.
Yeah, that's all.
That's actually.
Hey, and we the proverbial guy in the interrogation room saying, you know you done fucked up, though. We hitting the table. You know you done fucked up, though. That light swinging in that. Yeah.
That light.
You down roaches and rats, man. Okay, you trying to crawl off into the crevices, but we found you. But we ain't gonna let up. That's the spirit of the Lord on your ass. Woo! Oh yeah, get that. Yeah, get that. Yeah.
So we on your heels, Esau, man. You know, with this truth first and foremost, before the physical aspect of throwing down your kingdom, when the Lord Yahawashi return, you know.
Yeah.
It's Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
So Esau, Edomite, they secret, they plans, everything they had in mind to try to take over, you know, try to push their wickedness has been exposed.
Yeah.
And how has it been exposed? By the Paul and Elder Brother Great Men started pushing the truth through the internet. By way of the internet. The Lord Yahawashi have made the internet to push his truth, but to expose you devil.
Right.
Who's the wicked in these times?
Yes.
You know?
That's that light.
It says Ephesians 5 and 12. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 13. Ephesians 5 and 13. So like Ephesians 5 and 11, it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. But
You should compromise. As we said that, the line is now being drawn in the sand of who's going to be with this system and who ain't, man.
Yeah.
You know?
it says, but rather reprove them.
And you seeing that process now. You seeing this now. You reproving this man. You know?
Ephesians 5 and verse 12, for it is a shame even to speak of the things which are done of them in secret.
Like with the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, the Bohemian Grove.
Oh, yeah.
You type that in. The Bohemian Grove. You're gonna find a bunch of old white. Keep the pictures out, man. You're gonna find out who the Bible has identified the target as the devil. So your pastor had you thinking that the devil was a guy in a red spandex suit with a neatly shaved goatee, man.
Triton in his head.
Yeah, Triton and some horn on his head. We found out who the devil is. It's the bankers, man, the international bankers, those who set the policies who govern over the planet Earth. See? Read that again. Read that part again.
Ephesians 5 and verse 12, for it is a shame even to speak of the things which are done of them in secret.
Right, they have these blood sacrifices, orgies. You type it up, man. The Bohemian Groves, you got an old Edomite on a breathing machine. Yeah, he playing high and go get. And he's chasing. That's the wickedness that this man commits, man. We talking about the so-called white man.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Ephesians 5 and 13.
Matter of fact, go ahead.
Wisdom Solomon 1 and 8. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things, it's like this book of Wisdom Solomon 1 and 7.
Yeah.
For the spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of the voice.
Right. The spirit of the Lord is now filling the world. And how is that feat being accomplished through the internet? That's a work of Yahawashi, which, by the way, that's the true name of the Lord, man.
Right.
Yahawashi, That's the true name of the God of the Bible. And guess what? He's coming to overthrow America, Babylon the Great. This wicked place, the wickedest kingdom ever erected. I'm going to tell you something. The God of the Bible is alive and well, man.
Right.
He's not just a figment of your imagination. Your pastor bring out on Sundays before you go eat a pork chop plate, man. The Lord is alive and well. He's about to spring into action, man. Concerning the wickedness that's been perpetuated here on the planet Earth.
It's your Lord of peace.
Come on, huh?
It's your Lord of peace.
It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things.
Yeah, who's speaking unrighteous things? The so-called white man. What does the scripture mean when it says speak of unrighteous things? That's through his legislations and laws, down to his media, his rhetoric, down to his trend. The reason why homosexuals are being celebrated is because the so-called white man. You got gay pride month. You think the God of the Bible ain't gonna rise up against you, man?
Right.
And the scripture telling you in Exodus 15 chapter, the Lord a man of war, man. And no wise would a so-called white man escape with the spoil. Go ahead, huh?
It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid.
Yeah, so he can't be no longer hid. What them pictures at? Look at the warning post. He can no longer be hid. We found out who the devil is. We found out, which, by the way, that word devil translates to deceiver, man. See, the reason why you call yourself an African American, look at this sign right here. This is who you are, man. You're the Israelites. Right? Okay? Who came over here in captivity under your oppressor. You the biblical Israelites, man. But in an act of deception, he told you was colored. Then it went from colored to Negroes. Then from Negroes to African American. Now you just blacks. Come on, man. Hey, come on, bring it up.
Psalm chapter 12 and verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the violent men are exalted.
Right, when the violent man is exalted, man, once the so-called white man is in power, wickedness is on the planet Earth. See, that's why you have GMO food. Hey, what devil would make pork a delicacy, man? You have to be a straight up demon to make pork a delicacy. Now, yeah. Yeah. Why you gotta tell me it's 100% juice? Why you gotta tell me it's non-GMO?
That's it.
That's equivalent to you telling me I ain't gonna steal your wallet. Why you gotta tell me that? Go ahead, come on. That was it, woman. Yeah,
It says, I'm going back to Wisdom Solomon 1 in verse 8 again. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid.
And that's heavy, man. What broke down the so-called white man's power is now he's revealed. Okay, as long as he was able to hide, that's why you have the Illuminati. The Illuminati is in the scripture. A secret society. And if you was righteous, why wouldn't you tell me that you rule? You throw a president out there as the face, the figurehead, and you hide in the shadow. But now we're in a time where this man had been revealed. And that's usually the first step on the road to justice. When you consider a criminal, before you can arraign him, before you can bring him up on charges and take him to court, you got to identify and target him, man. Yep, Come on, give it, man. We'll come back.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Right. So you see what the scriptures is spotlighting the rulers. See, that's who the blame. The blame lies at the feet of the rulers. They're the ones who dictate the coming and going of men to a certain extent. McDonald's set up because of certain rulers. Yeah, man. That's sickening, man. Go ahead. And you had them over strapped over your nose. You know what that's saying? I'm in compliance. Go ahead.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's why everybody is really pretty much violent homo. Straight up. Read that again.
And what
Everybody here in America is violent homo. A homo with the strap. That's a recipe for disaster, man. Read that again.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
So the ruler of the city, those who are in power, who governs, that vibration spills over to the people, man. Oh, that's an example. That's off, man. Nigga running around half naked jogging, man. Why? Because the rulers of the city. And again, that's why you have that heavy spirit of homosexuality on the planet Earth, man. Violent homo. I thought that was it. Yeah, because that's Esau.
It's Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed after potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing...
Okay, that's say too. Esau, he don't acknowledge the power higher than himself. He's the work, but he's saying he was not made. This nigga say that it was a Big Bang theory, man. And ironically, when the dust settled, he ended up on top. So he's saying, you know what? I'm on top because of science. Damn devil, man. Yeah, natural selection, yes. Manifest destination. Manifest destiny, should I say. Come on, read that real quick.
It's Isaiah chapter 45, verse 9. Woe to him that striveth with his maker.
Oh, who that's talking about? They're talking about the so-called white man. He strived with his maker. Again, that's why you got the Big Bang theory. He would never acknowledge that there's a power higher than him, man. And it tells you that in 2 Thessalonians. That's why he set up his own legislation. When has this man ever governed you over by the Bible? You see, if he governed you according to the Bible, he would tell you not to eat pork. But he threw Christianity at you as a smoke screen. Christianity is a hell of a drug. Now all of a sudden you justify eating pork, not knowing that you are stirring up the fury of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Woe to him that striveth with his maker.
Yeah, destruction to the so-called white man. You strive with your maker. You thumbing your nose up at the God of the Bible. This is not a hard saying, man. This man got the LGBTQ, man. That's not in harmony with the scriptures. Go ahead.
Let the potsherds strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, what makest thou?
Right, yeah. Who ever seen such a thing? What a clay speaks up against the potter. Well, that's what the so-called white man do, man. Through his legislations and laws. Go ahead.
For thy work he hath no hands.
Whoa, yeah, so the work is saying of the Lord, you have no hands. Meaning he didn't fashion everything. Because Esau have you think that you successful because you just you believe hard enough. You went to the right institution, you went to the right university, and that's what happened.
Case in point, Big Bang
Yeah,
Theory.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, good. Yeah, case in point, the Big Bang Theory, man. Like something that just popped up out of nowhere. I sheer chance, you know. But it's so much, you know. Now today's time, there's so much on the earth that it's impossible to repeat that there's a higher power.
Yeah.
I believe it was a report on it, like they were doing some sort of research, and like they couldn't and they were thinking to themselves, there's no other way that this can happen other than the fact that there's a higher power. But still, that same scientist, I forgot who it was, but the same scientist still refused the fact that there was a higher power, man. Yeah. That shows you how prideful this man is, man.
Because this devil, he want to be the Most High.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he nothing but a tool of the Most High. How the creature is going to tell the Creator what to do? I got a real quick precept. Isaiah 10:15. Shall the axe boast itself against him that heareth therewith?
That's right, man. Esau is just an axe, man. He's just a weapon. Wow. You know? He's a weapon. And in case of point, it says, it shall the axe boast itself against him that heareth. Now, axe, what is an axe used for? Used to cut. All right? That's why you go to another scripture, right? It says, when the so-called white man go down, it says that there's no fella that come up against it.
Yeah.
All right?
Isaiah 14 chapter.
That's it.
Yep.
And a fella is who? Somebody that cut wood.
Which is the modern day lumberjack.
Yep, that's it.
And that's symbolic to oppressing a man's heritage.
Yep.
Because a tree is your bloodline. That's why you have a family tree. So Esau pretty much cut off everybody from their root.
Like I was going to, right? To try to act both itself against the one that you man. So in other words, that axe, the weapon is both itself against the one that's using, man. You know, this man forgot that everything he's got right now from his technology, his knowledge, how to split an atom, everything came from the Most High. All right. Another scripture, right? Isaiah 54 chapter, right? It tells you that the Lord has created the Lord the coals and the fire.
Yeah.
All right. So the Lord made it to where you created. He basically got you to do that. All right. He's allowed you to create the weapon for your own destruction. You know, and he still got the audacity to be proud. He's walking right to a snare. And the Lord, and it says in the scripture that the Lord created a snare for him. All right. The same man that created a snare for our people, a snare is being prepared for him, man. Which is what?
It says, or shall the soul magnify itself against him that shaketh it?
And there it is again, man. All right. Shall the saw go against the one that shakes? All right. And again, the Lord is the one who put it in this man's mind to do certain things, man. All right. To bring about the weapon of his own destruction, man. For the destruction of Babylon the Great. There it is right now, man.
Yeah, brother.
All right.
It says, as if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up.
That's right, man. As a tool should lift up a voice against the one that's using it. All right. And here it is again, man. The Lord's going to cause it to where this man is going to get to the point to where he's just going to destroy himself, man. All right. Why? Because again, the Lord's the one who's controlling this man's goings. All right. It tells you in the scripture that a man's goings are the Lord. Right. All right. So here it is, man. Hey, that's why the Lord's got it to where this man inadvertently, all right, it's going to cause self-destruction, man. All right. This man's life is death itself, man. All right. Even the scriptures tell you that this man is as death. All right. You got it.
Now, this is the book of Wisdom, Solomon 12:12. It says, who shall say, what hast thou done?
Right. It says, what hast thou done, man? And that's what this man's saying. All right. What hast thou done? Here it is. You got the ecosystem itself, man. The animals, they got their own instinct. You know, they know what to do in certain situations. All right. And here it is, man. This man, it's still to this very day, he's saying, what makest thou, man? What have you made? You know? And he's talking to the creators of the heavens and the earth, man. All right. The same one that created you, that created a muscle in the chest that speaks at his own tone, man. You can't come up with anything like that to explain that, man. You know, a muscle that operates on its own. All right.
You think about breathing, but once you think about it, you start talking. You see,
It's the same one that controls your breath. All right.
This is Psalms chapter 7 and verse 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head.
Right, that's it. So his mischief shall return upon his own head. All right. And what's that mischief, man? The sword, man. All right. The sword is the thing when he trusted in his blessing is going to be his own downfall, man. All right.
And his violent dealings shall come down upon his own face.
That's right. And his violent dealings is going to come upon his own face, man. All right. And that word paint means what? The crown. All right. The top. Okay. And who's at the top? There it is right there. That's the coach. All right. That's who sits at the very top, man. The bankers. Okay. So those violent dealings, all right, that's been pushed out throughout the earth is going to fall upon the heads of the nation of Edom, man. All right. Which again, if you don't know, all right, the nation of Edom is the so-called white man. All right. You got
yeah, what's the sign of 12:12? For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment? Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish, whom thou hast made?
Right, man. Again, there's that pride of people, man. All right. And here it is, man. The Lord is to set certain nations, all right, and their own, certain dwellings, right? And here it is, this man, all right, in his pride goes about taking those certain lands, all right, and calling it his, man. All right. Even got to the point where he's even calling himself a different nation, man. All right. Case in point, the people in the sun, man. All right. He calls himself the son of the Most High, man. So-called Jews, man. All right. He went about all throughout the earth with every single identity under the sun, man. Okay. And how we know that? Because why? Because he called himself what? Egyptian. All right. Certain other nations. All right. Saying that he's those people. All right. But now he's being revealed, man. Now he's being revealed about you. All right. Light. That's right. The light now is being shined on this man. All right. And now he's being revealed for who he is, man. All right.
Yeah, it says, who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous man?
Right. Right. And this man, all right, he's unrighteous on 2 days. All right. He's still walking, man. All right.
Just going back to that light, Ephesians 5:13. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light.
Right, man. Whoever does make manifest is light, man. So how about by way of his pen shine the light on this man, man? All right. That same light is showing you, all right, the works of the wicked, man. All right. Now the wicked's been identified, man. All right, and targeted, all right, and now the Lord is making a railing accusation against him, man. All right, and the accusation is what? Crimes against life itself, man. All right.
Because the word manifest in the Strong's G5319, it says to make manifest or visible.
Right, to make manifest or visible. So this man's been in hiding for so long, and now that the light is making him visible. All right, now it's showing you who the devil the Bible speaks of. All right.
All they see them shall flee away. Nobody ain't nobody taking the thing now, man. Nobody's not mandatory. They know you the devil, man.
It says to make manifest or visible or known.
Right, to make known. All right. See now it's made known who the enemy is, man. All right. Now it's made known who the serpent is, man. Okay. The same man who's been going and hiding for years and years on this, now it's being made manifest, like the opposite read. All right. Now it's being made manifest by that same light.
It says what has been hidden,
right? What has been hidden
or unknown,
right? Or unknown. Okay. So this man's been hidden and unknown, man.
And that's how this man was holding his power, all right, because he wasn't known. That's why King David said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. The wicked was hiding, all right, and just that word, hide, all right, and that was his power. He was able to deceive the nation, and you didn't know who was deceiving you, man. He put puppets, these little small people that was on a fucking screen, and you thought these were the ones that were deceiving you. But he was being the what? Shadow government. All right, being the ones that was hiding in the shadows and that was behind everything. A shadow what? Hides be behind you. All right, when that light shines, the shadow be like a silhouette of you. That's Esau, which is really the wicked elites, man.
Wisdom Simon 1:9. For inquisition shall be made into the counsel of the ungodly.
Right, man. So now inquisition is being made. All right. So and that word inquisition means to heavily scrutinize, man. All right. So now this man's being scrutinized, being accused for his crimes, man. All right. And the evidence is all around you, man. All right. Actually, the evidence is right here, standing before you right now, man. All right. That this man, he still has us in his hands, man. Even the mere fact that we're here in the miracle itself is showing you that he's at the scene of the crime, man. All right.
He says, "In the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds."
Right. And now that sound is being made known to the Lord about his wicked deeds. All right. And like the was saying earlier in the definition, right? That it shows you that this man is everything that the Bible speaks of, because the greatest attribute of Esau is what? Deception. All right. And now that deception is being uncovered, man. All right. That like it says in Isaiah, that covering cast now is being lifted up. Man. All right. And now it's showing you who this man really is, man. All right.
This more on this word manifest. It says to manifest, whether by words or deeds or in any other manner.
That's right. By words or deeds or any other manner, man. All right. So there it is, man. And not only is the distribution of this word, but also the works of his name. All right. But everything that you see right now is showing you, is leading up to the revelation of who this man is and what's about to come. All right.
It says to make known by teaching.
Right. To make known by teaching. Here it is, man. This is it. All right. We're making it known by what? By teaching. We're teaching who the wicked is, man. All right. We teach you who the wicked is. We identify them. All right. And we also teach you about the end to come, man. What's about to happen. Okay. And how to be preserved from those said perils about to come on this land, man. All right. That's about to hit this man's kingdom, man. All right. This man's rulership is about to be cut short, man. By those same perils I'm speaking of, man. Okay.
This is St. John chapter 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world.
All right, so this is the condemnation, man. All right. And that condemnation that this light is now being pushed out throughout the planet Earth, man. Okay.
It says, this is St. John 3 and 19, and this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. And men love darkness rather than light.
Right. Men love darkness rather than light. All right. So we're telling you again, we're telling you what's to come. All right. But our people go about their day-to-day life, man. Like nothing's about to happen, man. All right. And not knowing that, look, I mean, life itself teaches you that there's a reward for what you do, man. All right. There's always like in the world, what they call it, a cause and effect. All right. So you have something that happen, right? Or you do something. Okay, there's an effect that comes after that, man. Okay, so what this man has done throughout the course of history, guess what? It's going to be an effect towards that, man. And what's that effect? That effect is his destruction, man. Okay,
it says because their deeds were evil.
Right, because their deeds were evil. All right, evil according to what? According to the Bible, man. According to the scripture. This is the standard, man. All right, this is the standard that's been put away for so long because this man believes that his ways are better. He believes that GMOs are okay, that the food that he gives is okay, that the water that he gives is okay. All right, the ways of life itself, he said that that's okay. But according to what the Most High said, all right, the creators of the heavens and the earth, he said, look, you do this, you're gonna die. All right.
It's St. John 3 and 19, and this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. And men love darkness rather than light.
That's right, man, because it's sweet to these people, man. All right, for a short amount of time, they'll indulge in that. But afterwards, guess what? That leads unto death, man. That leads to your own destruction. Okay, and that's why this man has a short term to rule. Okay, because by those same works, all right, that's going to be met with destruction, man. All right, the end of your rulership. Okay, and the end of your run, man. All right.
Condemnation. It's the word condemnation in the strong C. It says a sentence of condemnation, a damnatory judgment.
Right, a damnatory judgment, man. All right, a judgment that's basically a judgment that's not going to end so well for you, man. A judgment that's going to lead to your death. All right, your destruction, man. Okay, that's condemnation, man. Okay, the judgment that's set for Esau and Edom. Okay.
A little bit more. It says concerning justice and injustice.
Right or wrong. Concerning justice and injustice, right and wrong. Okay. So that's why through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, this man Esau is going to be greatly judged. All right. Now, mind you, how long this man's been in rulership, and not only that, even before he came to America. All right. All those different transgressions that he's committed is being packed on top of each other. Okay, and now he's being scrutinized. He's going through the Inquisition for all the sins he's been committed, even in his youth. And the scriptures tell you that. All right, how he committed iniquities even from his youth. All right, which will go down to him in the grave, man. All right. So the Lord is still counting all those transgressions and iniquities. All right, and it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down with him, man. Okay.
St. John 3:20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light.
Right. So everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. Everyone that doeth evil, they run away from the light, man. All right. And that's why Esau, when he sees this, he turn around and go the other way, man. All right, because this is the light, man. All right. And what is a fugitive or a criminal doing whenever the light is out? He hides. All right.
He rather deal in the clouds of darkness. Criminals roll at night, for the most part. And also, he hates the light through his YouTube guidelines. He have restrictions. This man pretty much put a gag order on the truth if you're paying attention. And he's demonizing anyone that stands for truth on any level. You be a whistleblower, that someone bringing out some type of information, something informative concerning exposing these damn devils. And he jumped out of nowhere and put it to a stop. That he hates the light like the nocturnal rat that he is. It's about to turn on the light, they scary. Yeah, come.
Yep. That's right, man. That's the reason why, because with light now being shined on, all right, now he's no longer able to go anywhere. The Lord got him pointed out. All right, whenever you doing, right, whenever you put the light on, there's only so many areas that darkness can run up. All right, or anything. Man. Okay, so now that the light is being shown throughout the earth right now, all right, it's causes man to go into his high places, man. But still, though, that light is still showing you who he really is, man. It's showing you his works that he's been committed, man.
That's like, can I make a quick point? So like, you consider like how the day, how the dynamic of night and day in that transition. One thing, if it's night, day is coming. There's one thing about day coming, man, and that's why Esau's rulership was known as a small time. It's pretty much inevitable that it will come to an end. Just like you at the club, you at a club, you out at night, you at a bar. You know the day coming, man. You're not gonna be there all night. So that's the same with the so-called white man in rulership. The sun, the morning, which is Yahawashi, it's coming. It's on the horizon.
Got some real quick. It's on Job 5 in verse 14. They meet with darkness in the daytime and group in the noonday as in the night.
That's right, man. That's the scripture. They group in noonday as in the night, man. Okay. And the reason why, because this is adverse to the so-called white man. This truth that's being pushed out. All right. This is his greatest kryptonite, man. All right. Why? Because the truth reveals all, man. And when you're dealing in truth, right, it's either right or wrong, man. So in truth, all right, now it's bringing out what this man is really about, man. Okay, there's no gray area in truth, man. It is what it is. And here it is. This man now is being called out. He's out in the forefront, all right, and now he's showing you what it is. And there was a time to where nobody knew who he was, man. It was a time where nobody knew anything about the bankers or a shadow government or the Illuminati or what have you, or the Bohemian Grove. It was a time back in the day, nobody knew about who they really were, man. All right, but now the Lord has chosen this time to show you who they are, man. All right, the Lord now has caused that light to shine, man. All right.
Back in St. John 3:20, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither comes to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Right. So neither do they come to the light unless their deeds will be shown, man, or made manifest. Okay? So that's why, again, this man, he tried to do whatever he can, all right, to get rid of this truth, all right, to take it off the airways and take the men off the street corner, the highways and byways. Because why? Because, again, this truth is adverse to his agenda, man. It's adverse to who he really is, man. All right? This is poison to the so-called white man. All right.
So Proverbs 26:24. He that hateth is similar with his lip and layeth up the secret in him. Proverbs 26:25. When he speak fair, believe him not.
Right. When he speak fair, believe him not, man. All right. And how do we know that? Because during the times where he'll tell you, like, you take this case in point, the jab, man. All right. that thing, man. All right. He tell you to take it, he'll tell you that it's for your benefit. You know, he'll tell you that you'll be all right. You'll get this and that. Even give the incentives to take it, man. He paying you off to take it, man. And tell you that these things are good for your health, but really these things are leading towards your death, man. All right, read up the top again.
Proverbs 26:25. He speaketh fair, believe him not, but there are seven abominations in his heart.
That's right, man. It said there are seven, which mind you, that number 7 is completion, man. Okay, so he has a complete number or multitude, all right, of wicked deeds within his heart, man. All right, read it again from the top again.
Proverbs 26:25. He speaketh fair, believe him not, but there are 7 abominations in his heart.
All right, man. Abomination, something that's detestable to Yahawashi. All right, and that's why we're bringing out certain facts about this kingdom. All right, showing you that this man is an abomination. Man. All right, where it tells you about, hey, like I was going to, right, about homosexuality. All right, that's an abomination in the sight of Yahawashi. But here it is. This man promotes it, man. All right, he promotes it and make it seem like this is the height of your life, man. Basically living out your own your wicked imagination, man. Okay?
Can I say real quick? Yeah, he desensitized you to wicked. He blew the lines of wicked. You really don't know what's wicked or not. And you coming in, unless the Lord and the glorious light of Yahawashi shine upon you, you don't really know what to gauge what's wicked or not. Man. This man has made wickedness, and I think the scripture says 7 abominations. That number 7, which scriptures deal with numerology. That number 7 goes into completion. This man is a complete demon, man. A complete devil. Okay? There's no way you can look and say, oh, you know what, the so-called, that's okay. No, man. Everything this man does, it contributes to wickedness. Yeah, come on.
This is real quick. It's like Psalm 14:9. For the ungodly.
Yeah.
And his ungodliness.
Read that one more time.
For the
ungodly.
This
for all of you, this for you Christians. With that saying, the Lord, what's it saying? The Lord loveth. No, he hates it. He hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. That complete. That's madness right there, man. Yeah. Where that at in the scripture? That's a serious story. Where that at in the scripture? Bar 401, man. Yeah, where that at in the scripture? Where the Lord said, love the sinner, but hate the sin. That's not in the scripture. Read this again.
It says, for the ungodly and his ungodliness.
So hold up, you have ungodliness on the planet Earth, and the ungodliness, or the source of that ungodliness is what? Is who? The ungodly, man. The wickedness that's perpetuated on the planet Earth is pushed forth by who? The wicked. The abominations, the abominable acts that you see on the planet Earth is by way of the abominable. Which, hey, and that gives credence to us coming up against the so-called white man. You mad at us because we identified and targeted the lump on your breast. We telling you that's the lump. Yeah, the reason why you out of breath, the reason why you weak, you dying, you gagging, you cough, you got this nasty cough. We telling you it's because of that lump on your breast. What are you mad at me for, man? We just gave you a diagnosis. We assessed the situation. And it's unrefutable, man. Who's behind it? Go ahead,
God, with Psalm 14:9, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both.
And that soul is old. Like it's an old, putrid, nasty source. Hey, you look back at let's say like Christopher Columbus, that's that same source. Andrew Jackson. But now you have Biden. The same source, man. Oh, the scripture say that. The Lord cut off the long disease. And he the day that is the king, tomorrow shall die. That's the fate. We're discussing the fate of the so-called white man up there, man. You wondering what's going on. All right, come on.
Except for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High.
So the Lord hates the so-called white man. And he hates his works. And you can read more about that In the book of Malachi, the first chapter. All right, come on. Oh, yeah, come on, we go back.
Sirach chapter 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
See, the Most High hated. Oh, that's another mystery that's been unraveled. Because everybody with a Bible, all of a sudden, you put the Lord in the category of loving everybody, man. That's not true, like the brother said. That's not true. And especially in his lifetime, because what's the love here? The only thing the Lord loves is the elect, man. And that's in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. So the Lord hates. Matter of fact, let the scripture speak.
Sirach chapter 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
The Lord hates sinners, man. Your pastor didn't tell you that. He pacified you. He had to think the Lord was cool with you going off. Not knowing the Lord is poised to bring forth heavy judgment. And I'm going to say this. There's death angels that has been dispatched throughout the planet Earth, man. As we speak. And the only ones that's going to escape, you know, that fury of the Lord, which those death angels is going to bring about, will be the elect, which, by the way, is a very small number.
And the election.
Yeah, an election. Yeah, come on.
It's Psalm 5, verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
Yeah, the foolish not stand. Hey, that's a thumbnail right there, man. That's a live walking thumbnail. But it represents America. Babylon the Great. Oh, which, by the way, we're going to Babylon. That word Babylon, it translates to confusion. See, get the hell out of here, man. All of them devils running for their life. See that?
Babylon.
And you should have saw what we just saw. Yeah, this little nigga. Oh, you got it? Oh, get that. The brother got a picture of it. That's the spirit. This evidence. The court is in session. Court is in session. That's what you saw, man. And that picture don't give it justice. The nigga looking like, first of all, he could pass for non-gender. Yeah, non-binary. You couldn't really tell if he was an 18-year-old little boy or your auntie, man. Now, this nigga on a glittering, nigga on a blouse or something. That's crazy. Yeah, you should have saw the shoes. Did you get all that? Imagine what he's doing at the crib, man. That nigga house smell a bum. Yeah, back days, the nigga, the damn congressman. Oh, did y'all see the video where the Edomite got caught? He was in a meeting. He was in a video meeting with the judge, and he forgot to change his. He forgot to. Yeah, he was in a Zoom meeting, and he forgot to change his email. And the email he came was butt fucker number 3, man. And the Lord revealing you devils, man. You're a bunch of sick, twisted, perverse devils, man. And you look at us like we crazy. You walk in a restaurant, Edomite's looking at you like you shouldn't be there. Wild devil, man. Yeah, he might have somebody chained up at the house. I see that.
Psalm chapter 5, verse 5. The
foolish. Oh, it's like it. You get this real quick.
Real quick, this is the book of Sirach 27 and verse 24. I have hated many things.
Oh, hold up. Now, there goes the thing. Hey. I dare a Christian to come your ass up here, man. Hey, because you operate under the functions of love. And that's why you in the situation you in. See, when you got that spirit of love on, you don't question nothing. You ready for a number 2. You're going to get a number 2 from McDonald's like that, man. Because you love everybody. But see, once you develop that instinct, that quality, that's the less quality of hate. Once you develop the quality of hate, now you're more circumspect. You know, you're like, oh, I don't want that. Give me some shit in the wrapper. I open it up and surprise. Go ahead,
God, it says, I have hated many things, but nothing like him.
Yeah, we hated many things, but nothing like Esau, the so-called white man. And guess what? You really hate him deep down. You don't know it. You got to get up at 5 in the morning to go to work, and as you decide. That's you expressing your hate for the so-called white man. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, but nothing like him, but the Lord will hate him.
So the Lord himself hates this devil, man. And that's how these devils, they always kept you at bay. They'll tell you to love everybody. Hold on, well, I got it. Here it is. You got off on the planet Earth. You came into power by getting off through war. But now I got to love everybody. That don't make sense. I'll never win like that. You know, you got to beat my ass and then I got to love you. Yeah, nigga tell you harmless as doves. Yeah, come on. That was it? Oh, that was it? All right, come on, we go this way. Come on. Oh, no, we on that. That was the primary. Let's get this first.
This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 7.
I already know, yeah.
Pride is hateful before the Most High.
Hey, that's kind of thing. Hey, man. Again, that's the instinct that we need. And you know what? That really should get you pissed, man. Because you look at our people, all the evidence this devil handling you rough, man. We had to convince you of all the nations to hate this motherfucker, man. The nigga look at you sideways and we telling you to hate your enemy, man. What else you supposed to do to him? You supposed to hate him, man. The other nations hate him. But with our people, the only ones you got to convince to hate this devil. And it's well documented. The lynchings, the hangings, the burning, the castration. Don't make it. We could go into, man, we'll be out here to next camp. We go into the information, man. No, that's sensitive information dealing with the offenses of Esau. Claude Neal. I think you got the picture of Claude Neal right here, right? Show them that picture, man. That's a production of Esau. That just didn't happen. Just woke up one day and the motherfucker was hanging on a tree. There was somebody who was on the other end of the rope, man. Get the other side too, huh? To get that picture right there, particularly, we see these devils with their suits on. See, that's not back in ancient Rome. What testifies against them is the suits. Motherfuckers, and them pictures of some of your sheriffs and city councilmen. In that picture, man. Lawmakers and shit like that. That wasn't that long ago. Oh, and it still happened. Oh, you know, the story was Jake got convicted for fighting off a motherfucker that was trying to hang him. Did y'all hear about that? Hey, it's certain parts down in Alabama, and they call them sundown town. Arab, Alabama, that's one. Corbin, in certain parts of Corbin, you're at the wrong spot. Hey, and that's happening to this day, man. See, our people docile. See, that hatred in the so-called white man cannot be rehabilitated, man. And plus, on top of that, the Lord is rekindling that fire. Now, it's a story that happened. This was actually, I believe, on the East Coast. No, it was in West Virginia. You had a Jake woman. She was like she hang out at the gas station and shit, like, you know, straggling. Looks probably the prostitute or whatnot. The Petermites pulled up on it. The Petermite chick after this, she want to go to a party. And and she agreed. See, she ain't know her enemy. She agreed and went with them. And they took her to the Edomites and they kidnapped her and beat the shit out of her. They was intending to kill her. They made her eat dog feces. They put her in a dog house. They had a trap for her a couple of days. And she escaped with her life. She didn't die. You can look it up, man.
What is the name of 12 years slave?
Yeah, that's right.
Solomon.
Norfolk.
Yeah, that's it.
See, that's what a hunter will do. He lure you in, according to your lust, he trap you and cage you and he torture you, man. Yeah. You get off on that. Yep, go ahead.
It's like this is the book of Psalms, chapter 26, verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
Right, the Lord, hey, there you go again, hate. And if you're in the spirit of hate, you're in the right spirit. Hey, because that's how Esau was able to keep you at bay. He told you to love your enemies. Love the very ones who capitalize off your fall, man. Can't devil, man. Yeah, huh? Old open table.
Definition of Stockholm Syndrome.
Now you finna strike a nerve.
Stockholm Syndrome is a condition in which,
And that's why in the spirit, we're gonna be jumping over Edomites to get to a lot of damn niggas, especially you niggas that know the truth. Man, the Lord gonna fuck you up, man.
it says Stockholm Syndrome is a condition in which hostages develop
And we hostages. We was brought over here against our will in those slave ships. We are hostages, man.
It says in a condition in which hostages develop a physical bond with their captors during captivity.
And that apply. Our people are suffering from that condition. Stockholm Syndrome. You have developed a certain sympathy for your oppressors, man. Okay? You can't see nothing outside of America. That means you're a hard slave. Or you know, when you look at our dog, like you put a chain on a dog for so long, he kind of have an invincible boundary. He's not willing to pass, a certain point. Well, that applies to the people on this side, man. Again, you suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. First and foremost, you haven't acknowledged your sickness. You can't convince a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American that they're in captivity. They think just because they work. That's the mentality. I got a good job.
Yeah.
You see how sick that sounds?
You ain't got a job, I'll take care of you.
See, we in the spirit, in the spirit, we are looking to occupy the lot that was meant, and that's the rule. Hey, the scriptures, it's heavy. The scripture said we're gonna lay on our bed. We're gonna lay upon our beds and the size of my bed in the kingdom gonna probably be the size of Alabama, man. Straight up. I'm gonna be talking and getting good sleep, unwinding, man. Oh. That's the mentality we got. Come on.
It's on Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeboy slave? Why is he spoiled?
Why is he spoiled, man? That was the Lord asking that question. You're a slave, it's true. You are a slave. You're a homeborn slave, man. And see, we can't reason with slaves. That's too far of an extreme. It's too much of a gap right there. How can a ruler sit down with a slave and work things out, man? You don't operate on the same wavelength. So the Lord is now developing a mindset once again here on the planet Earth. And it's heavy. Even that is heavy because he's developing it with the poor and the low. You know?
What's up, bro?
I got something bag. Second Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 15.
Yep.
Not settling by the honors of their fathers, but lacking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
That's right. Our honor of the fathers is what? The rulership of God.
It says, verse 16, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had there to be their enemies and avengers.
And avengers, man. Okay? So, hey, there's a penalty for that. That's why the scripture says sore calamity coming upon them. There's a penalty for siding with your enemy. Not to mention your enemy is a servant himself. And that's in the book of Ephesians, the 10th chapter. Yeah, you sided with a slave. Hey, but see, there's a certain clause in the contract. All right, in order for you to receive this inheritance, you have to suffer. It talks about Moses, how he was willing to suffer with his people for a season. You see? You got Jake, man. They were so down for you and Jake. Inside joke, man. Nigga. Lord got a southern search for you niggas. Wild nigga. Wild boy, man.
Real quick. This is Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help, and watching we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right, yeah, you were watching, you waiting on Esau, even whether it's in the form of a stimulus check, a week-to-week check. What? A diploma, a good job, man, that's in vain. You watching for a nation that can't help you, man. Hey, the brother brought it out earlier, Isaiah the 10th chapter, how Esau is nothing more than the axe that the Lord lifted up. When you consider an axe or any weapon, it's rendered useless unless somebody take it and put power behind it. Oh, why the hell are you looking to the so-called white man? There's nothing he can do. Besides that, his kingdom is crumbling right before your very eyes, man. Yeah, yo. They got a tendency to say, they have to mount. Right? You should see the stuff over like they played on Lord of the Rings. Yeah, crazy motherfuckers, man.
Yosemite Sam.
You don't want to get caught around on Edomites like that. Wrong time of night. Offer you a sandwich, then all of a sudden wake up. Yeah, you wake up on a bed. All right, come on, give me what you got.
No,
you got.
what you were saying about, Jake, depending on, a job, whatever, in society, it go back to Deuteronomy 28. We say your life should hang in the balance.
Yeah.
It's no insurance of your life.
Yeah.
So you put your trust in it, but then you understand that you still honor your enemy, man.
Yeah.
You still gonna put your foot in your ass some type of way.
Yeah.
And these times going forward, he definitely gonna show his own, man. Like, hey, I hate you. I don't care if he got a diploma, a degree, whatever. It go back to Deuteronomy 28. There's having that assurance of your life, man. Not having assurance of your life.
Yeah.
That curses, man. Still on Jake.
And that's a good point because it's one thing to be servitude. Hey, that's a real thing. You can actually have slaves, right? Even in Israel, what's that? Exodus 20th chapter talks about. It's certain conditions, if you will. Yeah, the law of all, how you deal with slaves. But it's a difference when your slave master is your enemy, your arch enemy and nemesis. Oh yeah, that's it. They got the same outfit. Yeah, the same outfit. That shit crazy, man. Nigga, we worked with years ago, they got the same outfit. And that nigga was a hardcore Christian. Oh, criminal. Christians are criminals. And what's the offenses of you Christians? Yeah. Christians are criminals. Oh, that's the lesson, yeah. Christians are criminals. Yeah, everybody calm down. Oh. You come away. All right, bro. They got the watch though. You got that 40 cal too now. You think like we on. You know what I'm saying though? Yeah, be careful, man. Yeah, that's a production of Esau. That's what Esau sprinkled. He sprinkled a touch of. That's it. And they got a steady dose of Captain Crunch. That's why he turned out there. Go ahead.
2 Maccabees chapter 4 and 16, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly.
Right, our people follow the custom of Esau earnestly, man. Case in point, that Naz. You'll see a Jake in the car with 10, with the Naz by himself. Nobody can see him. That nigga loyal to Esau, man. Yeah. But here it is, Yahawashi outside see everything, and you busting down a pork chop plate, man. Hey man, it's gonna be a beautiful piece of work the Lord conjuring up, man. For Jake, man. And see, we're not gonna share the tip for you niggas, man. Go ahead, huh?
It says, and to whom they desire to be like.
Yeah, you desire to be like Esau. You know, that's why what our people deem as some form of relief or what would you call it? A form of being making it.
Yeah, Esau's the so-called standard in the world.
Yeah. What you might deem as being, some form of relief and comfort is based upon what Esau laid out. You see? That's the standard. You got a villa in Costa Rica, or you got a house in the Hamptons. It's, it's based upon what Esau told you. Yep, come on.
Con, it says.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. A form of success.
Con.
Whatever you deem as some form of success, it's based upon what Esau told your ass. You in a trick bag, man. You entangled in that web of lies and deception. Well,
it says, whose custom they follow so earnestly.
Yeah, that's why you got niggas morphing over to skinny leg jeans. Or the guy who walked by tried to give him a walk by the camera. This nigga Howard, it was crazy. He had the blood, he had one strip, he had crazy shit, the blood on both sides, and the strip at the front. Black racist strip. And he had the book bag, and I could, yeah. But you knew he had a 40 too, man. With a glittering belt. And that lets you know that he's following the customs of Esau. Because Esau is the sword. Yep, go ahead.
It says, unto whom they desire to be like in all things.
Right, you desire to be like the so-called white man in all things, man. And that's an offense. Because the scriptures tell you to look to your search out matter of fact, give me that. Job 8. Give me Job 8 and 8 real quick. I think it is. And also Isaiah the 30th chapter, where it speaks about looking to Jesus. They cover with a cover with not of my spirit. That's why y'all can get both of them. Whoever got, you got Job bringing up. Let me get that Isaiah 30.
It's Job 8 and 8. Mm-hmm. When inquire, I pray thee of the former age.
Right, inquire, I pray thee of the former age. Okay, meaning the past. Now, when you go into that word Hebrew, in the Hebrew, what is it, abar? And it means from the past. That's why when you read, I want to say it's that second Ezra, the first chapter, where it talks about the Lord sending forth the men from the east, which represents the past. And that's what we symbolize. You know, from the garbs, you know, the salute, the way we greet each other, our diet. And you actually got niggas out there that say that Israelites, they got a 2-liter Pepsi, man, in the refrigerator, man. Lord gonna kill you. Because you still looking to Esau. Then you gotta be out your mind. You open this shit and you hear a subtle explosion. And let's say we had nanotechnology, like that shit would sound like World War III. Go ahead.
I'll read again. Job 8:8. For who inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of thy fathers.
Yep. So we are encouraged to search, to do what? Read that again.
To search of their fathers.
So we're encouraged to search of our fathers, man. And that goes back to the custom, the ancient custom. Now, are we going to be able to keep them completely here? No. Hey, could you have a nigga to come around us and they expect us to be in a circle with flat bread, breaking bread, and drinking wine in a cave with a staff. Let's show you how simple you niggas are. No, we can't keep the customs here in the Western world, in this modern world, in its perfection. We rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, come on.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
Right. Who are the rebellious children? The people on this side. And the 2/3 of you're not willing to come under the order. Look, man, the Lord is setting up an order in Israel. The Lord restoring order once more. And in that, it's going to be leaders. You don't just go up on the job, wherever you might work. You know, from the corporate to Wendy. You know what? A nigga come up against the order of Yahawashi, they'll show up at Mo's, shirt tucked in, headset. Welcome to Mo. Fuck you, man. In complete order, man. With a mask and an extra mask. Hanging out his back pocket. You can see the screen. And the sickest one is the hospital mask. This is the throwaway man. But hey, it's order, man. It's order everywhere you go. Even when Esau's job, you don't go up and say, hey, I'm gonna just take a break. You know, I'm gonna take a break. There's a certain time you gotta take a break, man. So that what you expect here, man? It's order. All right, the Lord set up order, men to govern. And you come in our government and want to change the rules. Well, take your hand to Sudan. And you get over there, you say, I think we should go. I think we should go to, you should operate how they do in America. You know what you're gonna do? Your best out is to get the fuck out of Sudan. That's right. Or either put the death.
That's it.
All right, come on.
Isaiah 30 and
You
1.
witnessing a government, man. There's nothing like, man. Come on.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord.
Yeah, and that's dealing with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are not willing to yield to the commands of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Right? Go ahead.
That take counsel, but not of me.
Yeah, you put your stock in what the so-called white man told you. And don't look at us. No, we think so-called white man. Surprise. No, who ruling? It's Esau. Yep, come on.
It says, and they cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Yep.
That they may add sin to sin.
Yep, and that goes into that iniquity. Add sin unto sin. And really, when you go into that, you read that spiritual lenses, they're dealing with reincarnation. Okay, you add sin to sin. Like brother can have my life. Yep. Hey, this the relief. Like you ever notice, like you see it at different camps. Like Jake, a lot of homeless Jake, they come up here, they can feel the relief. Like this is a refuge. You know, they do that. They come up here, they won't even ask somebody in the street. They'll walk past them, they feel that I can ask them. Scripture say too, those who are in trouble come rest with us. Yep. Go ahead.
It says they walk to go down into Egypt.
Now pay attention. Listen good. Read this again.
They walk to go down into Egypt.
You walk to go down into Egypt, meaning what? You are taking a step back. You are declining. Oh, matter of fact, give me that real quick, Proverbs. You know, when you come into this truth, you're leveling up. Okay. You stepping it up. When you go and you subscribe to whatever the so-called white man has presented and packaged to you, you're taking a step back. You're being downgraded. Read that one more time.
God. It says they walk to go down into Egypt.
See, you walk to go down into Egypt, man, which Egypt symbolizes bondage. You are being more and more entangled in that well. And there's certain guys that was in the truth that went back to that way. Now you working a job, you driving a forklift for some crazy shit, man. You're entangled. You have to take a test. Well, you in the world. You filling out applications. Watch that. Yeah. But he was sneaking around. You seen that? For the drops and shit. Yeah, just take that down. Just try to hold it up. Yep. All right, come on.
God. It says,
oh, you want that Proverbs? Oh, I got the Proverbs. Okay. Go on. Come on. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, God. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 25. Let not thine heart decline to her ways.
Read that again.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways.
See, again, you are regressing. You're not progressing. You downgrade. A nigga come up here and boast in his diploma, his education, his job. Really, you on a low level, man. Now, not to say that if you got those things, that don't mean the Lord can't deal with you, right? Because you got brothers that went to college, graduated, all that. Might have a good job, might have a practice, an office, a business. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not where they put their trust. They don't hang their hat there. That's not their dwelling place. They dwell within the courts of Yahawah and Yahawashi. Okay? Come on.
God.
It says, let not thy heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her path, for she have cast down many wounded.
Yep.
Yet many strong men have been slain by her.
Right. This place is the shadow of death. Read that part again.
It says, for she have cast down many wounded.
Right. America has been the ruin of many. prove that, right? When you consider those who was considered to be well off, they ruined. You know? Hey, for an example, this nigga Lil Wayne, he came out and said he was battling for years. He was battling mental depression, mental illness. I think what's the other little bro, Simone? Not that one. Yeah, she was dealing with mental illness and mental depression, but she's promoted as success. But see, America wounds you, man. America, it pretty much plays on the psyche of your mind. Oh, scripture say that, give me any plague but the plague of the heart. America contributes to you bugging out. A lot of these guys just walking around talking to like the guy he bought back. He would have I thought that's on the phone. He said, yeah, I ain't gonna do that till tomorrow. About 10 o'clock. Yeah, real conversation with himself, man. That was the land of Nod. Land of Nod. That's Esau, the land of Nod. That's the land of wonder. Yep. Yeah, this place has ruined many. Many have been cast down by this war. Go ahead.
He said, yeah, many strong men have been slain by her.
Yeah, and even war. We're going to war. But even those who were considered to be, a symbol of strength, they were broken down by this place, man. Hey, because this bitch, she's a witch. The whore is actually a witch. The scriptures tell you, suffer not a witch to live. Now, when you go into the law, what happens? You're supposed to burn a witch. That was going to happen to a man. Now, you know what's in that cup, that goblet? That's a potion, man. It's like somebody give you something spiky. That was the whore did. The mingle wine.
Anybody that takes it, you out of there. You take that, you're more inclined to do basically do whatever it is you want to do. All right. And here it is, hey, that's the vibration being pushed out throughout the whole entire planet Earth too. Through the influence of Babylon. Because I believe the scripture that say that it says, well, the nations are mad. Reason why. Yeah, man. And the reason why, because that same one. All right. Now if you look up that word, I believe you look up that word. Yeah, somebody get this.
Can I say something too? Because we all want to counter democracy. Once they give you that cup of democracy, that's like opening Pandora's box, man. That's just like opening a box of roaches, man. Once you accept democracy, within that, that's when the abomination is free game then, man. Because I think that one, the word man is pretty much going crazy, man. Oh yeah.
Now this book of Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine.
So the Lord, he set up America because it was a time period where these things going to happen upon the planet Earth. And the Lord used the so-called white man, by the way of America, to stir all this trouble up upon the planet Earth. It takes a time and place for everything to happen upon the planet Earth. That only happens between dealing with who's ruling during that time. That's why the scripture says there's going to be a new heavens and a new earth. So that means it depends on who's ruling. That's going to be the vibration of the planet Earth. And as you can see now, it's nothing but wickedness and unholes and hate because of the ones who's ruling right now.
Yeah, we read there. Yep. It says as the officer, as the judge of the people. All right, so the people as the judge. Yep. And that just shows you the people that you see right now walking around that have no care in the world, that's a product of the ones who are in rulership. That's the offspring of the ones that's in power right now. That this is what the rulership of Esau brings. Which what? The abomination in the sight of Yahawashi. That's why the Lord, didn't make a mistake when he said that Babylon is that golden cup, which made what? He made all the earth wrong. Okay.
I'll read there, Jeremiah 27. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. The word mad, Strong's info, it says to be clear, it says to shine, to show the boast. It says to be boastful, boasters, boastful ones. It says to make a fool of.
See? But now, you have these different nations, they have their traditional, apparel. And they looking foolish now. You got Elamites with tights and a headset. You got, these Moabites, they love three-piece suits, man. I tell you to find not one Moabite ain't got a three-piece suit in his closet, man.
Monkey suit.
Yeah, monkey suit, man. You got, that's why I said Asia's partaker of Babylon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah, man, hey, one of those words of definition is boast. All right. And them boasting is them boasting in themselves, man. Basically being boastful is a roundabout way of saying pride. Yep. All right. And that's what the scriptures say when the nations are mad. All right. Because now they are boastful. All right. And the thing is that Esau in his kingdom. All right. Basically, everything is tailored to the downfall of the son right here. Downfall. All right. And see now, through this man's system of technology, now they think they got some sort of foothold. All right. Yeah, but now they're starting to realize that this kingdom, all right, that's set up, is basically ready to fall, man.
They smell blood in the water.
Yep.
Come and speak to me. Hey, yeah, because even the so-called white man know he finna fall out of power. That's why I said he know he had but a short time. This nigga not that he kicking the butt, finna kick the butt. Yeah, I mean, tell how much more everybody else, But they see the results of following this nigga now.
The word boastful, it says showing excessive pride and self-satisfaction. I can't even say the word. It's like. Yeah, say it up. That's right. It says in one achievement, possession, or ability.
Excessive amounts of pride. All right. Reason why, and that goes to there's another word called that basically doing to and that's what the kingdom breeds, man.
It was going to actually be a season where pride was going to play out at its height. We're in that time where pride is at its very height, man. You got.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away.
So we seeing that process now. The earth is at its worst state now. Why? It's a thing called chemtrails. It's a thing called bleaching, which is a softer way of saying an animal committed suicide.
Yeah.
McDonald's cups and shit everywhere. Why is that? Because of the ones who rule the planet Earth. It's just the so-called white man. You got it.
Says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Under the what? Of the so-called white man. If I give you my car and say, keep it for a week, and it come back with 3 wheels on it, nigga, it's your fault, man. I gave, you know what I mean? I let you see my house now. I come back, it's burnt down and shit. Yeah, deforestation. Homos and just everything that's a problem here on the planet right now. From you hollering in traffic to you getting into it with your woman to you getting that notice about a late bill. They go back to the so-called white man. Yeah, He's the council of the planet Earth. Yeah, no.
It says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law.
See, that's that wine. You got it.
Changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant.
And that's why nothing don't last long here, man. That's why everything is becoming more and more temporal. You know, it was a point in time with certain things, it can last a few years. Now shit lasts a couple months. If that, you know what I mean? And that's on all levels with anything. You know what I mean? And yeah. Now it's quick, man. Even now, you can just put some shit in the microwave for 10 seconds and come out back there and fully cooked, man. That's how crazy this society is, but that's let you know this man is running out of time as well. Because everything becoming quicker and quicker, man. From trends, they be here a day and they gone now. So shit is moving, man.
Challenge. Challenge.
Yep.
Great challenge. Part of this, walking up the elite. What it is? Yeah, that's it. 33. That's it, bro. 33 degrees. Yeah, man.
Going on, it says, Isaiah 24:6, therefore have the curse devoured the earth.
And we seeing it, man. Just by just him being here, you seeing just concrete and shit there. This man have consumed the planet. Oh, that's one of the what it is, what it said, the things that never be satisfied. One on was fire, which consumed everything else. So like that is not enough. So there's the grave, the wound, the barren wound, the earth that's not filled. This nigga consuming everything, man. And you seeing the residue of him being there. You know what I mean? You see, oh yeah, Esau been here like motherfucker task shit. MS-13, that's 8 chapters. You see when this nigga here, when you see a McDonald's somewhere.
That's a start.
Yeah, that's it.
The continuous stroke of Esau. One of the scars of the McDonald's.
Yep.
Show Esau, he can't get enough. So Rock 14:9, a covetous man eye is not satisfied with his portion.
And this nigga got his face on the money, man. Your face on the money, man.
Hey, man, you want to feel somebody else got. You ain't even said, hey, our forefather Isaac, which is who? Yahawashi, gave you the fatness of the earth. He gave you the sword, man. Which he gave you the means to conquer all, man, and you still ain't satisfied. You want a fucking man's life. You want a man's soul. You want a man's consciousness. His heritage. His hope. His hope.
That man took our hope, man. The simple truth. Here it is. You took everything from us. The only thing we had was hope. Then you saying, now that's for everybody. No, everybody can be saved. No, man. That's the thief. The so-called white man.
That was still everything.
Yeah, man, still your what they said. Looking. That motherfucker still the stank out of shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he's on this video. They ain't just dealt with me. That's all they do. Everything.
God, read it again. It says, a wicked like it says, a covetous man eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drives up his soul.
And this is why he's gonna pretty much he's embarked on a path of destruction, man. This is his fate, and that's why you're seeing these actions now, man. And through his actions, that's why he's being dried up. The Lord is dried up. This man ain't prospering no more, man. Yahawashi has cut off the supply of power to the so-called white man. And that's why now he's clutching more and more on that thing. Because he can't lie to you no more. So this is the only way he can rationalize things out by going out in a blaze of glory. Which is, you know what I mean? Which really, Isaac put a curse on Esau when he blessed him with the sword. That's why Lord Yahawashi said, he's going to take the sword, going to perish.
Back in Isaiah 24:6, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate.
They that dwell therein, they that subscribe to this system, they that trust. So you ain't got to be a patriot. You ain't got to even love America. But if you got a 10-year plan here, I ain't gonna even say 10, 5 years, and it's still a McDonald's around, that scripture is going to you as well, man. And let's just say McDonald's somehow closed down, but it's still a Jackson around. That scripture apply to you.
All right. God, it reads, therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few
the inhabitants. That's one of the ones that are the same mindset. Yep. Ultimately, the one that you hang your hat here, man. You're gonna get burned, man. See, you laying in the bed with this bitch. Yeah. You're gonna get burnt, man. Jake don't say that for nothing. Yeah. Jake don't say you man, she burnt you, man. We finna actually see that in its perfection. We finna see that in its perfection, man. You know, you got it.
It says, and few men left.
And few men left. Why? Because the few that's left is rich is the elect, the remnant. They ain't lay down with this whole man. You know what I mean? We spent this whole from a mile away. Literally. Yeah. All level. Yeah. This bitch straight, man. It's other nations giving the reports back to their own country. Say, don't come to this place. I'm gonna get my money and move back. Yeah, that's it. But now you look at Babylon, she was an actual person. You tell her to take her shoes off, her bottom of her feet black. That's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Because she been there well. He done because he
God, this Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
See, they're going down again. You reduced to going to this nigga for help now. Woe unto you for going to Egypt for help. You got it.
And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many.
See, so that's going back to you hanging your head here. You have now trying to make your bed here in America. Matter of fact, somebody get Isaiah 28. Matter of fact, it's going to like the bed is shorter than started like 18, and we'll go down now.
It's Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 18. It says, and your covenant with death shall be annulled. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled.
See? Keep going.
And your agreement with hell shall not stand.
So you ultimately trusting in this system, trusting in the so-called white man and everything he present unto you. I don't give a fuck what it perceived to be as some form of power or plan B or you can lean on when time. It's not gonna stand in that day, man. No matter what you got planned, relief packages or anything. And when everything's said and done, when the Lord get a green light for these death angels, you know, do their thing. What you and Esau had agreed on, it's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna stand, man. You know, you got it.
It says when the when the overflowing scourge shall pass through.
See, all hell gonna break loose pretty soon. See, Esau can't push this off. How much more nigga, man? That Lord Fagos. You are gonna kill these niggas, man. Because you trusting in death and hell. So that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get death and hell. You know what I mean? Before you even die, you're gonna catch hell. You know what I mean? That's why I said you're gonna flee from a lion, a bear gonna meet you. You lean your hand upon how you thought you was out the clear. And a serpent bitch, I mean, you're gonna get the milk. Lord gonna catch you niggas, man. But it said when the overflowing scourge, so meaning what? This is gonna be an overwhelming presence of judgment that's gonna come upon the planet Earth. And we're in the beginning stages of it, man. See, it's about to be a famine, especially here in America. It's not no reason why it's a restaurant on every street. That's a snare of Yahawah, bahasham, man. Because everything in this society is centered around food and sex. If you ain't getting no box tonight, I bet you're gonna order some chicken wine. So guess what? You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. Let's just say you might watch a flick after, man. Lord gonna get you niggas, man.
Right.
The comfort is about to be taken away. You know? You got it up.
It reads, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it.
See, and then they know they're gonna beat you up with the flames, man. You got it.
It says, from the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you.
See? You're gonna be taken, man. You got it.
For morning by morning shall it pass over.
See, he's gonna let you know, ain't no break. Like when all hell break loose, you got a day off at Jacob's Trouble. Ain't gonna be no day off, man. Damn. It's gonna actually intensify at least. Near time you had panic mind, but then the storm stopped right back up. You was able to take a break of breathing. When the gas shit happened, you got a whole barrel of gas and shit. But now you can go back and fill your tank up, less than $35 every month. You was able to take a break. But it said morning by morning these judgments gonna take place, and we in that time. And this what these niggas gonna receive from trusting in the so-called white man. Like I said, you ain't gotta be a patriot. You ain't gotta have an American flag flying out your window, man. But you got a 3-year plan, and this place still standing. So it's still a president somewhere, or prime minister. Man, this is going to you, man. You got it out.
It says, by day and by night.
See? Ain't no rest for these niggas, man. You got it.
It says, it shall be a vexation only to understand the report.
Ooh! See, so you're gonna get the report because you was in it, niggas. Oh, that's why I said they knew not until the flood came. See, no one was just saying it was a flood, and nobody was going to experience that. Somebody actually had to go through the flood. When the scripture said a famine, somebody actually got to die of starvation. Somebody got to actually feel that lot. So you're gonna know then, in that time come, man. You got it.
It says, for the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself
so you
on.
See? You ain't okay, you want to make your bed here, nigga. Now you turning the covers over. Now your ass out. Or you can't even stretch out. Because the bed is short, man. You ain't gonna be now you tossing and turning.
That's what the kingdom gonna have a big
bed.
Yeah.
That's weird. You on a 2x2. You on a you know what I mean? So you walled up. It's cold. I mean.
It says, for the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it. It says the covering narrow than that he can wrap himself in it.
So you ain't gonna be covered in that day, man. Let's just say you did front piece from a line. But guess what? You gonna run into a bear. You ain't gonna be covered in that day, man. That means you're not gonna be protected, man. You gonna look. You trusting that though? They trusting with this nigga brain. You don't think he gonna get it? How much more you, man? But it said the bed is short. You ain't finna make your rest up. They said nigga got a 10-year plan, 5-year, 3-year plan. That's your ass, man. You gotta do what kind.
Back in Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
See?
They stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and horsemen because they are very strong.
Yeah, because what this devil perceive, when he's showing the youth, his military might. Like I said, this nigga face on the money. It's perceived with the corner eye that this nigga got the he's ruling with an iron fist, man. But the so-called white man is fighting harder and harder every day. See, this devil, his reign of terror is over with.
Right.
There's no McDonald's. It's about to be an end to McDonald's. It's about to be an end to the LGBT, SYZ, feminism. 2 liters for you niggas. You love Coca-Cola so much. There you go. You got it out.
Revelation 12:12.
That's it.
Therefore rejoice ye heaven.
And that's what we saying. You saying that now by us teaching. just throwing that ideal out there.
Yeah,
Then guess what? It's an end to it, man.
Yeah.
You got it.
And ye that dwell therein,
See?
That's dealing with this. That's the house.
secret place.
Let the brother man, you never trust. We the only someone that's really optimistic.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, if you know, just the frame, because it's bleak for everybody else. Yeah. You know, our future is a bright future, man.
Hey, we the only ones rejoicing at hell breaking loose.
Yeah.
We the only ones rejoicing at massive bloodshed. Or the scripture say, whoa.
Yeah.
Anybody else would say, hold on, those guys need to be in the straight check. No, we the ones rejoicing at it because we've been comforted, man. We know that this is gonna bring forth a kingdom, man.
Like I said, rejoice ye have. So we saying, you saying that now. We got the report. The Lord said he's going to overthrow the devil violently. And these are proper steps that's going to lead to it. And we seeing it. Oh, that's why the scripture says he's going to give bread to the eater when these things come to pass, man. So we satisfied by what's taking place upon the planet Earth, because that's what the report said it was going to, you know.
It's Isaiah chapter 24, verse 15. Wherefore I glorify ye the Lord in the fire.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing, man. All right, that fire represents what? Tribulation. Times of trouble, man. And what we doing? We're going to say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, when the famine comes. All right? Go ahead, up.
It says, wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the fires, even the name of the Lord power of Israel in the isles of the sea.
Yeah.
So if you're going to, oh, you got it.
Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
See, the inhabitants again. It's not because you on the earth, man. Not because you on the earth. It's because you subscribe to why I said the heaven and the earth. You subscribe to the ones who are ruling the planet Earth right now.
Well, you
dwell in this world. Because our mind is on the other side of town, man.
Beautiful.
You know.
It says, and of the sea, for the devil is come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
This nigga know he finna kick the buggy. So why you trust this nigga, man? He finna die. You asking him for help. He can't live no more. He's on the clock, man. His man's on the clock. That lets you know he's gonna go. You know what I mean? That's it, man. All right, God.
This is Ezekiel Chapter 7 and verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee.
Hey, it said now. See, that word now ain't just written there and it was meant. It meant that 3,500 years ago, man.
Yeah.
It said now because it means now, man.
Yeah, the books are open now.
That's it.
That would have made that would have made sense, man. Yeah, just break down the chip. Now is now.
It only makes sense now. That's why it tells you that you seal the book until the time of the end. That's when it was going to actually make sense. You know?
Yep. Real quick, I got the word now. Or the phrase.
God, it says, now is the end come upon thee.
Now is the end. This is the phrase. Strong's H7093. It says, in at the end of time.
Oh, come on. Man, that's it, man.
Wow. End of space.
Now means now.
Now means now.
He said back then, it said now, but it said at the end of time.
Yeah.
At the times of the Gentiles. This is it, man.
And that's America, man. The sunset. The brother always going to the sunset, man. That's it, man. The climax of everything, man. The uttermost part. Matter of fact, get that. Acts 1 and 8. Real quick. Like the brother said, the uttermost, man. The end, man. All right? It's the book of Acts. And look at the word uttermost. Because America is the spiritual and physical end, man. The physical manifestation of it is what? The end of the earth from the east to the west. All right?
Okay, I say too, and that logic proves that Esau is in power. Why? When you read 2 Ezra, Esau is the end of the world.
Go ahead.
God, this is the book of Acts 1 and verse 8. It says, but ye shall receive power.
Yeah, ye shall receive power. So we have received the power at the end. What the scripture says, I have raised up the apostles.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
God, it says, ye shall receive power.
How have we received power, man? Through the Comforter, through the Holy Spirit, giving us a deeper understanding of the scriptures, man. And first of all, that power starts with faith. Okay, being able to believe.
Yeah, you got to believe it first.
You got to believe it first. Once you believe, you're going to act upon it. How you act? By speaking, man, which is coming out, prophesying, showing your faith by your works. Go ahead, bro.
It says, after that, the Holy Spirit has come upon you.
After that, the Holy Spirit come upon you. That's now. Go ahead.
It says, and ye shall be witnesses.
Yeah, so how you become witnesses, man? After that power come upon you, man, now you're able to step on your feet, all right, and remember. That's how you witness, man. You was actually there. Now you become a witness.
Wow.
But first you got to remember that you was actually there, man. Now we standing up on our feet and being witnesses.
Remember that word until I serve.
That's it. That's it. Remember that word.
I put that Psalm 119.
Go ahead, bro.
God, it says both in Jerusalem.
Both in Jerusalem.
And in all Judea.
All Judea.
And in Samaria.
Now look, this is what Yahawashi was saying unto the disciples back then. Which after that power came upon them, they became apostles. Which means what? Sent away. Now that's us. That power that came upon us, now we sent away, meaning now we're sent out on the highways and byways and hedges to become witnesses, man, to prophesy via the internet. Go ahead.
It says, and until the uttermost.
Until the uttermost, we begin.
It says, and until the uttermost.
The end, America, the ends of the earth, the fulfillment of things, man, now. Go ahead.
Part of the earth.
Right, part of the earth, man.
Yeah, which geographically dealing with America.
Right.
Really, America is the end, like California, that's the last.
Beautiful.
That's the last part of the earth. The beginning of the earth would be what scholars will call the fertile crescent. You know, Jerusalem, Judea, that region, that's the beginning. The mother of all things. You know? Oh, now when you go into the west, look up that word west, you break it, look it up. It means the region where the sun sets. You know that's equivalent to the credits rolling. The credits rolling in the movie. That's what you're witnessing, the credits rolling in the movie. Now if y'all got that word uttermost, y'all can go there.
Got this word uttermost. It says farthest. It says final.
Read it again.
God, the word uttermost. Strong G 2078. It says eschatos. Eschatos.
But that's when you get eschatology. Study of the end. Everything is a build up to now, man.
Go ahead, bro.
God, it says farthest.
Farthest. America, man. Yep. The farthest on the earth, man, like the brother said, from the east coast to the west coast, man. Go ahead.
It says final.
Final. All right. And let you know, this is the time of the end, man. Once you see us, Lord willing, we are part of that number, man. Starting with the apostles and the elders, man, because we've been sent out because we received that power. Read it again.
It says final.
Final. So this is the final act before Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi send Yahawashi to make his grand appearance, pursued by the angels and these 200 million Memphis, man. Once this happen right here, like the brother said, then the motherfucking credit's gonna be rolling, man. Right here, brother. Sisters. That thing right here.
Do we
have a problem? You know what I'm saying? You want to pull your little 9mm out of your little Derringer? Do we have a problem? Go ahead, bro.
God, it says final of place or time.
Right, final of place or time.
Come on, of place or time. America, the place, the time, yeah. You. Okay, that's a list. Yep, go ahead.
It says end of last. Latter end.
What is it, and then close up these words into what? To the last. Then what did Job say? Did he know that his Redeemer is going to stand at the latter day? These times, man. And we being those forerunners, just like being in the spirit of what? John the Baptist. All right, we being those forerunners, man. We prophesying about that latter end, man. About that time. We are those signs. We that token.
Yeah, we're part of the sign. That's
right.
Our very being, our very existence. Who that we're the end. Hey, when you go into the last,
Real quick, like construction work, it's always finishing. That's the
true,
process.
brother. That's true, brother. That's
Finish out the job.
true, brother.
and when you go into the last of anything too, it brings clarity. You're watching the sporting event, football game, you get to the bottom, you know what's going on at the end. Pretty much, you know, you got a feel for the outcome at the end. So versus the tip off of the kickoff. All right, I'm doing that.
It says last in a temporal succession, last in series of places, last in time or in place.
So the last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven is established. That's why I said in the days of these kings, set the power of heaven set up a kingdom. And you ain't see that during sports and shit. You might see a super team in the making. They might have a losing record the year before. And you see them boys coming back. Now they coming after the championship the next year. Well, that's what you're saying. You're seeing the decline of the so-called white man and the exalting of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. But it said this is the last in the series of places. The last kingdom before the kingdom of heaven is established. We here now, man. We at the end of the end now.
Yeah, this is the last in a succession of kingdoms, series of kingdoms. The scriptures heavy, give you a vivid illustration of that too. You know, Daniel statue. The stone came to the end. The feet represents the end. All right.
Right, this is Ezekiel Chapter 7 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Right, it said, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
And this is a commandment from Yahawashi, Yahawashi. It said, that's why I said, thus saith the Lord. The Lord is commanding evil and only evil to come upon this place. What else could you think, man? What happened to this place, man? The abominations that this, you know, that's why I said he that plowed iniquity and sowed wickedness reap the same. It's gonna get to the point. You're gonna die for eating that McDonald's, man. You ain't gonna eat human burgers for the rest of your life. Or horse burgers, crystals. And then you just gonna just ride off in the sunset.
On video game for the rest of the night.
You got this headset. You on the Facebook, it's gonna get to the point. That combination gonna cause a seizure. It's gonna get a point of time. It's gonna happen. You know, but it said evil and only evil is coming, man. And we're in the beginning stages of it. You got it out.
An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come.
He said it watch for you. Why? Because it's after the appointed days, the money gonna crash. The money waiting on you when it crash. When martial law takes, it's an appointed day. The Lord got on the calendar for you niggas to get suddenly get hit by that. You know, and it said, behold, it is come. Meaning what? There's an article on it. There's a video on it. We're gonna get to the point of time. There ain't gonna be nobody telling you. You're gonna be living it, man. You're gonna be living through these evils, man. You know.
It said, the morning is come unto thee. O thou that dwellest in the land. Yeah, the morning is come. It said, the Ezekiel 7 and 7. The morning is come unto thee. O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come.
Nothing you can do to stop the morning. No. You still ain't got that technology. They can't stop the morning from coming. Eventually, the morning is coming.
It's gonna be all over in the morning.
Matter of fact, get that real quick. All that, get your 38 real quick. Hey, you know what? That's the relief. You had a turbulent night, you know? Yeah, you tossed and turned all night. The morning brings relief. The morning represents Yahawashi. Okay, that's in Revelation, the 22nd chapter. What? Yeah, you can do it.
All right, come. This on Job 38:10. It says, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, here the two shall not come.
That decreed place going until the Lord sanctioning the rulership on planet Earth. That's why the scriptures frame it as bars and doors, meaning coming and going. Kingdoms come and go, baby. Go ahead.
It says, and said, here the two shall not come.
Oh, here the two shall not come. Read it now. Esau came to now. Go ahead.
But no further.
No further. This man cannot add one iota. To his rulership. Go ahead.
It said, and here shall thy proud ways be stayed.
Yeah, the pride of the so-called white man's rulership is going to stop right here. And it all links up with biblical prophecy. Why can scriptures give you the chronological order how the destruction will come? It said pride will go before destruction. That's it. Meaning Esau being rulership before the Lord show his works. Like, go ahead.
It said, hast thou commanded the morning since thy day?
Yeah, do you know when the Lord coming?
And caused the day spring to know his place?
Do you know the time when Yahawashi, which is the day spring, is coming? How do we know that? Read on.
It said that it might take hold of the ends of the earth.
See, so the Lord is coming to take hold of the ends of the earth. Yep, so 38. Okay. And by the way, this is a dark saying right here. This is prophet. Go ahead.
It says that the wicked might be shaken out of it.
And how the wicked gonna be shaken out of it? By the destruction. You're gonna be shaken out of that seat of power. Okay? But it's gonna be by way of the morning. We read that, right? Okay. All right, so let's go back here.
God, this is Ezekiel Chapter 7 and verse 7. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come.
Yeah, the morning breaks up all the wickedness of the night. You know, you were committing adultery, you were laid up, and it was all done under the banner of night. But the Lord represents the morning, which symbolizes cutting off the wickedness that has been perpetuated here in this place. Come on.
It says, the day of trouble is near.
Yeah, that's the time of trouble that the Lord sanctions. That's a scene in this movie. There's going to be heavy trouble and tribulation out here on the streets of America. Right? The food going to become scary. You're not going to have access to, you know, wings, comfort food. Yeah. Yeah, the Lord Yahawashi about to show himself, man. Which the God of the Bible is a power to be feared. Unlike the way your church presented him. He had you think that the Lord was a passive power. Someone that was waiting on you with open arms. No, the Lord ready to kill you, baby.
God, it said the day of
t-shirt. Yeah. Lord about to kill you, baby. Ready to see, baby.
It says the day of trouble is near.
Yeah, the day of trouble is creeping up on you. What?
And not the sounding again of the mountain.
Yeah, and not the sounding of you keeping your rulership. See, what this morning will bring is the completion of a transition of power. That transition of power will be. You're not going to no longer hear the sounds of the mountain. Those who are in power. That's going to be drowned out by the missiles, man, which is going to represent the kingdom of heaven. The missiles, World War III, is going to be the inkling that the kingdom is this. All right, come on.
Second Ezra 7 verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
Right. What is this time? Meaning this current rulership. All right. This current peace system that's in place. You know, that accommodates the lust of you people and the folly of you Americans, man. You just want to see them just die, man. Hey, especially Jake, that's why the Lord said, why should you be stricken anymore? Just lay down, just set up.
And the beginning of immortality for the come.
Yeah, and see, so the day of doom is going to introduce immortality. And that's in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. where the world to come cannot come except this current place be overthrown. Well,
wherein corruption is past.
yeah, and what's the corruption? Corruption is Esau and his policies, his trends, and everything that's laid out before you out here in America. And really throughout the world. Wherever this man, because you got to remember, the earth was given into his hand. And then the criminal, your fingerprints, is all, like the brother said, McDonald's, that's a fingerprint. Well,
it says intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
That's what's happening. That's the transition. Righteousness is growing. You know, the truth is springing forth. This word is having its rightful position. The word has now rested settled on the planet Earth and has been given free course. It's set and it's accomplishing what it was set out to do, man. Let's bring in the elect and to condemn the wicked. All right. More? That was it. All right. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Qadash. Double honor to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom, the brothers out there laboring in his work, and as always, believers. The Archimedes words, the Aqua, those of you subscribe to the truth of wealth. Next time, shalom.
Shalom, DCA, above, soon.
Very soon.
Yes to you demons and you monsters.
Money crab right now.
Check